We are live on this episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. This evening, we're going to discuss Utah before they even get into the league. Could they be out of the league somehow, some way? There's a report out there talking about that. We're going to be talking about West Virginia University quarterback Garrett Greene continues to get the preseason hype. What can we reasonably expect from the West Virginia Mountaineers Gunslinger in 2024? Stick around here on Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. My name is Mountaineer Paul, and we're going to talk about that right after this word from my sponsors. Today's video is sponsored by Magic Shine Auto Spa and Tint in Morgantown, West Virginia. At Magic Shine, your vehicle's care is their top priority. They use only the highest quality products to ensure your car not only looks its best, but is also protected and maintained with the utmost care. From window tinting with top-of-the-line Max Pro tint to protective ceramic coatings from Diamond Protect, they've got you covered. Drive in today and experience the difference at Magic Shine Auto Spa and Tint, where your car shines like new. Shine on, Morgantown. And this episode of Mountaineer Paul Talks Football is brought to you by Dutch Miller Automotive, where friends and family pricing means you get the best deal right up front on any new or pre-loved vehicle in stock every time. With brands like Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Kia, Hyundai, Ford, GMC, Buick, and Subaru, the Dutch Miller Automotive family is always growing and ready to put you in the car or truck you've been searching for. Check out our inventory across West Virginia at DutchMillerAuto.com or come in today to the home of friends and family pricing. Only at a Dutch Miller Automotive store near you. And it's near you somewhere. Jacob Yoho, Chiefs fan, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? So, let me get my drink of the day really quick. It's orange juice. I drink it right from the jug because I live by myself, and I can do that. So let's get into this discussion really quick about Utah. A lot of varying opinions on Utah, no doubt about that. Discussion about Utah possibly moving to ACC despite Big 12 move, with a report by Pete Mundo. The Utah Utes haven't even officially joined the Big 12 conference yet, but that hasn't stopped new speculation from surfacing in conference realignment conversation. According to the New York Daily News columnist and National Sports Writer Hall of Fame Dick Weiss, there's speculation circulating about Utah possibly moving to the ACC, despite its recent move to the Big 12. And here's the tweet, which we will click on here in a minute. The speculation centers around the ACC's TV agreement with ESPN, being a potentially better fit regarding TV value over the long term. Here are the revenues for the power conferences in the fiscal year 2023. Combined, they ranked in $3.55 billion in the fiscal year 2023, according to documents obtained by USA Today. That figure represents a $227 million increase in 2022. Here's the per conference breakdown with a reminder that the Big 12 has fewer teams with the Big 10, SEC, and ACC. Big 10, 880. The SEC 852, ACC 707, Pac-12 603, Big 12 510. The ACC saw the biggest year-to-year jump due to a carriage agreement between Comcast and the ACC network fully vesting. The conference also made an extra $40 million due to the Orange Bowl not being a college football playoff semifinal, meaning it was a host bowl for the conference. Per school distributions were topped again by the Power 2. It's worth noting that Big 12 schools retain their third-tier rights, i.e. the Longhorn Network moving forward. The SEC and Big 10 will each net 29% of college football playoff distributions, while the ACC gets 17% and the Big 12 will get 15%. That amounts to a $10 million annual difference between Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. However, the Big 12 conference appears to be in a much more stable place than the ACC. In the ACC, it's been well rumored that Florida State and Clemson are looking for a way out of the conference. If their two biggest football brands leave, it would decimate the league and likely lead to an exodus. Whereas the Big 12 stability is something the conference should be very pleased with compared to the ACC. However, in the wild, wild west, that is a never-ending saga of conference realignment. Conferences should always be looking for competitive edges to keep current members satisfied and future members interested. The good news for the Big 12, under the leadership of Brett Yormark, who has remained on the cutting edge of the collegiate athletics and has led the Big 12 to its current place as third best conference in the power conferences. Very interesting. And here's the tweet from Big Dick Weiss. Let me get that pulled up for you. Sorry about that. Speculation is circulating about potential shifts in college sports conferences. There is discussion about Utah possibly moving to the ACC, despite its recent move to the Big 12. With some suggestion the ACC might be a better fit due to its ESPN network agreement and potential for increased TV value. However, skepticism exists regarding the stability and attractiveness of the ACC to the Big 12. And trust me, you don't want to see the Utah look on this. There's a lot of their fans that feel like they're too good for the Big 12 and that this is a move they should make. I say let them go. If they want to go, let them go. The ACC is unstable. It's going to get picked clean. And if the ACC is taking teams in, well, we know West Virginia is first on the list in that scenario. If somehow the ACC becomes the more stable conference, I feel pretty good about that as a West Virginia fan because that's one conference I think we can get into now. But I like it better this way where we don't have to finally, now they want us, all these years later after they pretty much thrown us to the wolves, especially coming out of the Big East. I don't think there's been, could this happen? Could ESPN broker this? Absolutely, because we all know ESPN's pulling the strings on this. I mean, it's obviously no secret, but how likely is it to happen with the instability? They could probably talk Utah into, hey, look, you'll be the best, brand left in the league, the ACC. Big fish, small pond type thing. But it's a similar conversation in the Big 12. I mean, you can make an argument that Utah is, as of now, one of the bigger brands in the Big 12. No doubt about it. I don't see, as of right now, there's no reason for them to go. Geographically, it makes no sense. As far as rivalries, go, it makes very little sense. And financially, it makes little sense because what you're going to it's what it's going to cost you to travel that far, 6 games a year in football and more in basketball, more in baseball, is going to offset any couple extra $1 million you get in the ACC. So I don't get it. These rumors are bound to happen. Utah is an intriguing brand because of their recent success in football. Now they've had success going back to 2002 in that Sugar Bowl team with Urban Meyer and those guys. But, at the end of the day, they're still, to me, more on the Johnny-come-lately side, even though 2002 was a long time ago now. Utah is, like I said, I'm trying to compliment them here because they've had a great run. But they're still not historically what I would consider a great brand. Are they really their fans act like they're just – where everybody Big 12 team's bread should be buttered, like they really feel that way. At least their fans do. So I'm like, come on. It's, just why can't they just be happy that they had a place to fall to like the Big 12? Because come college football season, I promise you, they're going to really enjoy it. As far as going to the different venues and see what we have to offer in the Big 12, I think they'll like it. Good question, Russell. Yes, but the difference is the Big East was offering $7 or $8 million a year. You know what I'm saying? Like the Big 12 is comparable to the ACC, right? So to me, it's really it's an apples to oranges comparison, because the Big East, you're talking about it. This is up a level from what the Big East was. Obviously, I mean, look how we've done in the Big 12. The Big East, we had Louisville, we had South Florida, you had UConn, we had Rutgers. It was a fun conference, and we did have some competitiveness in there, along with Pitt, other teams at one time. But at the end of the day, man, it just isn't what the Big 12 is now. Even now, without Oklahoma and Texas, West Virginia was the best comp team in that league for a reason. And it's much more competitive in the Big 12 here. So I think Utah is going to find that out too. There are no Oregon States in the Big 12 this year, even though Oregon State's been good for 2 years, the last 2 years. You get what I'm saying? There's no Cal, right? Like every team can truly beat you in this conference this year, especially. So at the end of the day, though, well, shoot, I did mess that up, didn't I? Shoot. I can't believe I did that. See if I can fix it while we're live here. I don't know how I did that. Okay, there we go. What? It won't let me save it. I mean, I don't know what to do, man. Sorry about that. I mean, I thought the thumbnail said it all, but I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but so at the end of the day, though, like I was saying about Utah, I love that they're in the Big 12. I think they're a great football brand. I can't wait to play them. I think Rice Eccles is one of the best home field advantages in the Big 12. But are they the best at everything? Hell no. No, they're not. They're nowhere near the basketball school. So one thing the Big 12 has going forward is we have a lot of dual. It's the top two, the Big 12 basketball and Big 12 football. We have a lot of teams in the Big 12 that are top 25 in both, right? Any given year, Oklahoma State can be top 25 in both. Any given year, Baylor can. Any year, West Virginia can be. Any year, name a team, Kansas State, Kansas, obviously now. And I don't think Utah can really say that, can they? They're not exactly known for basketball. So certainly not on the level some of these Big 12 teams are. So I think that's something that we kind of, miss. I'm just saying, I love Utah and everything, like I said, but I don't get the infatuation with them as much. I mean, Utah's a big state. BYU has proven that you can be a brand in that state. I get it. But does the ACC, is that really the team they want? If they're going to, I mean, I get that there's already an ESPN connection there, but is that the team the ACC is going to come save the day? Somebody tell me. I just think that if it's me, and if I was a commissioner in the ACC and I could reach out to any team, I mean, I would not be looking at Utah first. I'm just going to be honest. I mean, where would I look first? Obviously, West Virginia's in that conversation. Do I think they would be first? I don't know. I mean, you have to say we're top two because of the rivalries that we already have, and rivalries make money flat out. You can't even project a lot of times what a rivalry is going to do to year because it depends on how good the teams are. That plays a huge factor. But outside of West Virginia, I mean, do I think Oklahoma State's a better brand? Absolutely, especially in both sports. Do I think Kansas State is? I do. Maybe I'm being biased here, Big 12 bias. Maybe there is some. But, I mean, look what Kansas State football has been the last 5-6 years, especially. And over the since we've been in the Big 12, really. But, I mean, here the last couple of years especially, they've been right in the race. So is Oklahoma State. So, I mean, those teams are really, really good at both sports especially. And I don't see what they add that is so much better than anybody else here. Maybe it has nothing to do with that, though. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe it just has something to do with ESPN, and I'm not sure. But, I thought the days of, I don't know, the whole additive or dilutive conversation is like, I hate it. It's nauseating. Really, it is. Like, I just don't understand how it can't be based on your brand strength, and how good your teams are year to year, because those are directly correlated with one another. If West Virginia gets in the playoff next year, our brand strength is going to strengthen exponentially, right? If we win 6 games, then it's going to get worse. So like they're directly correlated. Now, does that always come with TV viewership? No. But over time, like look what Clemson did. They were probably in that West Virginia sphere, maybe a notch above West Virginia, even back in 2012. And then they get to a couple of national championship games, and all of a sudden they're set for life because they got a whole bunch of other fans for life that were alive during that period outside the state of South Carolina. And that's what happens with teams like Nebraska. Who has a national following because they were so good at a point in time. People love a winner, man. So all you got to do is a win, baby. Just like Al Davis said. Like the video while you're here, guys. Subscribe to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football, and drop a comment below. After you're watching this now or after the fact, let me know how you feel about this Utah business. Do you feel like it's legit? Am I being too hard on Utah? I'd like to know. And while I've got you here, I think we've decided on a giveaway item, have we not, Sean, in the comments? We have our giveaway item. Well, there's another giveaway item. Sean Uphold, thank you very much for gifting 10 Mountaineer Paul Talks Football memberships. That's huge. You got to be subscribed to get a membership. So if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, if you click it, there's still a good chance you'll get the membership, right? So go ahead and do that if you already have it. But as far as our giveaway, we are doing a merch giveaway. You have to be subscribed to Mountaineer Paul Talks Football. You have to be subscribed to Hoops from the Hills. And you have to go to WestVirginiaInsiders.com. Let's just go ahead and show you one. We did this on the basketball channel the other day. We'll do it on the football channel now just in case there's any extra stragglers that don't have both. I think for the most part, I'd say 75% of my basketball people are on football, but it's probably not 100%, I'm sure. So this is WestVirginiaInsiders.com. Go to WestVirginiaInsiders.com, click on forums. Okay. Now go to general. Giveaway post here, right? So click this, anything that's got my name by it, which is my logo. Post your ESP here to win. Winner will be picked at the end of June, and we selected a signed Garrett Green football helmet. Country Roads version, I believe it is. So it's a signed Garrett Green football helmet. Do you want that merchandise? All you have to do is subscribe to West Virginia or to WestVirginiaInsiders.com and Mountaineer Paul Talks Football, this show here, and Hoops from the Hills. So that's 3 things. You got to subscribe here at Hoops from the Hills and West Virginia Insiders. Sign up for the forum. That's all you got to do. And you got a shot at a pretty cool item, right? And I'll try and show a picture of that, but I don't have one as of yet. So I'll have it in person. He said it's coming to me, so I'll show you guys soon. So I'll just have it. I'll just display it behind me somewhere so that I can show you guys what it looks like. Hope that's something you're interested in, guys. Sean is the man for being able to help me pull that off. And we'll certainly be excited to give you guys that giveaway. So if you're not, like I said, if you're not subscribed to both on basketball and West Virginia Insiders, it's free, man. What are you doing, right? So pretty cool stuff. Speaking of Garrett Green, this segues right into a pretty cool topic. You want to talk about somebody who's getting all the preseason hype that he deserves this year? How about this guy right here? Garrett Green recognized in the top 10 returning quarterbacks in college football. West Virginia is home to one of the best signal callers in the country. One way to give yourself a good chance to compete for a conference title. This is Skylar Callahan on Mountaineers Now, by the way. And then some have an elite quarterback. West Virginia happens to have one of those in Garrett Green. According to Pro Football Focus, Green is the 7th best returning quarterback in all of college football, only behind Carson Beck, Dylan Gabriel, Jalen Milroe, Shadur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, and Jackson Dart. And I'll take him over Quinn Ewers. It's close, after you get there, though. I've just never been a big Quinn Ewers fan. I know he's pretty talented, but not my kind of guy, quarterback, really. And here it is, the Pro Football Focus, top 10 returning quarterbacks in college football for the 2024 year. So they're extremely high on Garrett Green down here at number 7, which is pretty incredible. Obviously, we know what Garrett has to get better at. This time last year, there was a lot of concern about the quarterback position at Morgantown with Green and soon-to-be redshirt freshman Nico Marchiol set to duke it out for the starting job. Even a month into the season, the Mountaineers were still unsure what they had in Green because of a limited game plan against Mid-State. A weak FCS foe in Duquesne, and then an ankle injury that cost Green essentially 2 games when he returned against TCU. He began to show how electric he is with the ball in his hands, rushing for 80 yards and 2 scores. From that point on, he just continued to get better and better. Green finished the 2023 season throwing for 2,406 yards, 16 touchdowns to just 4 interceptions, while completing 53% of his passes, which is, we know, right? That's what has to get fixed this year. That has to be. Of his pass attempts, he added another 772 yards and 13 touchdowns with his legs, most by a Mountaineer quarterback since the legendary Pat White. And what's cool about that 772 yards, but it's also the 13 touchdowns with it that has sent him into – it's a top 10 all-time rushing year ever for a quarterback. So, he truly had one of the greatest rushing seasons for a quarterback ever last year. So pretty cool stuff, really, when you think about it. All right. Let's check some comments out here. Drum Wolf, Utah has been talked about as a potential ACC stabilizer. Somebody the ACC could look at and bring in because there's already a relationship with ESPN there contractually. And we know ESPN pulls the strings behind the scenes as it is anyway. So Utah is somebody that's being brought up, and rumors are swirling about that. But Utah has to weigh basically if it's available. If it's not just smoke. What they're weighing is the stability of the Big 12 versus possibly a little bit more TV value with the ACC. Fair enough. My whole deal was, what's so special about them over Oklahoma State or Kansas State? West Virginia too, because of our natural rivalries within the ACC, if we're going to even go that route. But, I mean, outside of us, give me Kansas, give me Kansas State, give me Oklahoma State all day long. I love those brands as far as especially two sport brands, basketball and football. So to me, it's really not a question. That's pretty much it. I mean, there's a little more to it, but that's the debate, long and short of it. Jacob Yoho, thank you for the $2 super chat. Any news on basketball players? Jacob, it's slower than molasses. That's why I'm doing a football video. There are some names out there. I'm just not allowed to say them yet. Just keeping it completely real with you. And they're just not finalized yet. So, and I don't know what's going on with it. It's been like, since I heard this name, it's been 4 or 5 days. So, it's these things come and go so quickly now. They can still be talking to him. I'm pretty sure they are, but I don't know. Let's just let it play out, though, Jacob. Like I said, there's no names that can be shared. It is the dead period for basketball, correct? No problem, man. No problem. Yeah, I mean, Russell, that would be logical, right? I mean, geographically logical. I mean, if you want to go that route, make the ACC the best basketball conference, those are the teams you want to add, right? If you want to be a threat to the Big 12, in my opinion, you add Kansas and Arizona. You take that's the Oklahoma and Texas of basketball for the Big 12, right? You get Kansas away from the Big 12, it's a huge part of the league, guys. I don't think people realize Kansas has a right to boast. They truly do. They've earned that because of basketball, what they mean in basketball. If Double G can raise his percentage to 63, it's over for everyone. If he can bring it up to 68 or 70, we win the Big 12 and go deep in the playoffs. In your opinion, of course. Thank you, Mo Carpenter. Always love having you on, man, and hearing your points. Yeah, I mean, look, if Garrett Green completes 68 or 70% of his passes, that would shock me. It would be a huge jump. If we had a little bit more seasoning at the wide receiver position, like a true number one guy that I knew was going to be 70 or 80 balls, quite good, like a Stedman Bailey, or I would say it's very possible. But being that we still have some younger players that I worry about week to week. I love Huddy, I love Traylon, I love Preston, I love Rodney, and I love the guy we just got from Mississippi State. But do I think they're all elite players? No, I think they can play well off each other and are really good players. So I think Traylon's got a chance to be a number one. I think Huddy's got a chance to be a fringe number one guy. I think, Rodney has a chance to be a very special player. He just has to get a little bit of route running. And then you got guys like Gen Ross, who just signed in football on the tight end spot. He's 6'7", who is just an absolute beast as well. So there's a lot going on with it, no doubt. Drumroll, wow, these conference realignments are like a made-for-TV sitcom. Yeah, that's for sure. There's no doubt about that. My cat keeps on trying to jump up on me. So, let's see the other comments here. All right, guys. Well, I don't have a whole lot else today. It's only 30 minutes in, and I am dog tired. I really am. I'm like, my eyes were wanting to close on me now. So I worked on my floors today. Just to tell y'all a little bit, but I had to cut some of my floor out today and rejoist some of it. It was just getting a little bit too loose for comfort in the bathroom area, in the bedroom area. It was just felt like I was going to fall through. So I said, screw it, just did the work. I'm a fat boy, I'm a big boy. So I had to be done though, right? So, and then somebody stole my dumpster at the end of the day, tried to. So went out to dump my dumpster in a dumpster I had rented for the specific purpose. Somebody put like 30 bags of trash in it while I was working all day. I should have been taking stuff out little by little, but I just decided to do it all at once. I was throwing everything in my kitchen while I worked, just so, scrap and whatnot. And here I go out with these like 8 or 9 trash bags, and this thing's completely full, and I paid for it. Oh, I was hot. So we got her fixed. It's all good now. He took his trash out of there, so that's all I can ask for. Drum Wolf said, "Thank you, Paul. Did some work on my porch roof today before the storm hit." Oh, that's good. I'm glad you got it in there before your storm hit. Yep. Okay, guys. Well, not a whole lot else to say here. Thank you guys for joining in. Before I fall asleep on camera for once, I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, get some sleep early, go to bed early tonight. But thank you guys for all joining. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Subscribe to both Mountaineer Paul Talks Football and Hoops from the Hills. Hoops from the Hills. If you just type that in on the YouTube bar, Hoops from the Hills, it'll come up. And then go to WestVirginiaInsiders.com and sign up for the forum. It's free if you want a Garrett Green signed helmet. Okay, guys. Really glad you stuck around for this. Hope it suits you well. I'll see you on the next one. But until then, this episode is over, and I am out.